Alright guys, welcome back. Thanks for stopping by. Well, yesterday we talked about the camera. Today we're going to make a floating device. We're going to put this away. We don't need this. We're going to make a floating device so it will stay on top of my pond water, whatever the water level is. So I can make it on a bracket, but if my pond is overflowing, maybe the lens will get wet. So we're going to make something that floats on the water, independent of what level water we have. So I tried several things. I don't know if you know this stuff. It's pretty dense foam. This was a different one. And I even tried this one. This is the normal one. But it makes a mess in your pond and it sucks up water within a few weeks. So this is what I ended up with. And I weighed the camera, it's about 600 grams. So I need at least a floating power of 600 grams. Well guys, guess what? This is gonna work. Nah, kidding. I got a spare plate, so I can make I can cut something with enough floating power to keep my camera up. And I did some tests. I made a block 28 by 28 centimeters, and it's 11 inches. Guess what? Especially for you guys. Maybe I could show you this. Yeah, 11 inches, 28 centimeters. I made that piece, put it on my pond, and then I put 700 grams of water, so 700 milliliters. And it keeps floating. So I think 11 inches is a nice size for me. But it's trial and error, so I didn't test it with the camera in, so we're going to cut a piece 28. Yeah, just not able to see it along. Real sharp knife. That's a nice thing about this foam. It doesn't make a mess, so you can make really nice cuts. I'm sorry for the noise, guys. This. And we're going to trim it like this. All the way. You can get really nice cuts with this stuff. I have to trim this side up, but now I got a square 28 by 28, and I want to center the camera on it, so I'm going to make a cross in the middle, something like this. You don't need to make a X marks the spot. and I already measured out this size because of course I tried this before I made the video, so try to make this video without any screw-ups. This is a nice size for the camera, so if I cut this piece out, the camera will fit in perfectly, but I have to cut it in an angle because you see the camera has an angle over here, so that's gonna be a nice thing. Now we're gonna center it, kinda push it in a little. Now the tricky part, putting the knife in an angle. Wait. So cutting it like this so it can create a beveled side, and try to keep the side beveled all around. So let's see how this is gonna work. Oops. Knife. Because this is such a dense foam, you're not able to cut once because I'm using such a wide blade. So we're going to do it in a few times. Oops. Alright, looks like we got a first cut. And I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera. Let's see, is it focusing? Yeah. You can see the cut went in an angle. So the tricky part is try to keep the angle. Without cutting your fingers off. Like I've already made a pretty deep cut. Thinking through almost, yeah. Problem is, this side is, wait, you're not able to see this, so we're gonna do it this way. I feel the knife grabbing in my cutting board. So I'm going to do it like this. Now you can see we're almost coming through. So let's see how much we need. Okay, I will see. Yeah. Last part. All right, that's out. Let's clean this up. Put it back. Push this one out. Now you can see the edged sides of cutting, but you can clean this up pretty easy. But we're going to put the camera in first, because it could be that the center hole is too small for the dome now. So here we go. Oh guys, it's almost exactly right. Let's see. Well, I'm not going to take the foil off the dome yet because it could get scratched. Let's see. And now it should be floating on my pond. but we're gonna measure it out, so I'm gonna check if it's on pretty straight. Yeah. Now I'm gonna make a mark on my camera over here. I'm not sure if you're gonna see it. Yeah. So now you can see a little red line. I'm gonna take this off. Now I can see my red line until the dome, because I don't want water to get higher than my dome. I know this is watertight, this seal. It's hard to move from the camera. All right, this seal, it's watertight. There's a rubber gasket in it, but I don't trust those for long times of period, especially when you put them underneath the water. So lying over here, I know how wide my plate is, so I can compare it like this. Yeah, really nice to see on camera. Wait, let's see if I do it like this. Yeah. So it looks like if I put it in my pond now, I don't get any water on my dome seal. I'm gonna clean this up first, make it a little bit nicer. Like I said, it's a nice of this foam. Really got it and clean it up. And it works even better if you have a smaller blade. Looks a little bit better. And I don't want to trim too much off, because then my camera is going to be too low. Looks good. Clear up the middle a little. You see, we're just fine-tuning how often you have to put the dome back in and out and in and out, so keeping the foil on, that's not a bad idea. You're not able to see in between, but I think I'm gonna widen. I'm gonna widen this part a little bit more, because the camera is resting over here on this seam. So we're gonna cut a little bit more out. Over here, let's see. A lot of trimming. Now it's just gonna be tidying up. Not sure if you can see it now. We've got a little bit more room next to the dome. Clean this mess up before it starts flying around. Headphone users, watch your ears. You can see, you can't. This is how much the dome is coming out now. It should be enough, more than enough. Of course, when you're watching at the lens now, it's looking at the foam, but try something else. Look, here we have part one. This is what I started with. It's like a puzzle. I started with the dome shape. Well, put that in. Didn't work. You see, it's not coming out far enough. Now you're not even able to see the lens. So took this part out, and now if I put the camera in, you can see the white line, the housing of the camera, coming out underneath, and that's too much, because this is gonna be completely underwater, and I don't, like I said, I don't want this side in the water. So we can do two things. You can build it like this and see if the camera can pick up my koi without looking at the foam, or I can widen the hole just a little bit, but I'm afraid I'm gonna get this exposed into the water then. So, Jeopardy thinking time music. What are we gonna do? Yeah. I think I got an idea. I could use the old one, because if I make some extra floaters, nah, I want to stick with this. We're just gonna try it. So guys, that's it for this video. For this video, you're gonna get part 2. I'm gonna test it in my pond now, but I have to take down my camera. I have to clean up this blade before I put it in my pond. So thanks for watching. See you in a minute. Bye bye.